In the summer of 2015, I checked out the Stephanie Meyer collection, the Twilight series. I subsequently brought them home and read them back to back. Within 48 hours, I had returned them. I said too much. I'm sorry, are we still rolling? No. That's where the story gets interesting, because I subsequently went home and I started to crochet a blanket, by which I still haven't completed. I'd rather not say. I've shared too much. It's true that I have both a Team Jacob as well as a Team Edward napkin set that I've embroidered and that I have available on my Etsy page. I have written several werewolf fanfics. Yes, there's a book that a short fiction piece that I wrote called A Fort Collins Werewolf in Old Town, and that's available for purchase on Amazon. Currently there's 2 copies sold to my neighbors, and so it's not taken off just yet, but I think that werewolves is the year. This is the year for the werewolves to break. I'd rather not say. They signed a disclosure agreement, as did I, after the book was e-published. So I can't talk about it. The cover, very interesting story about the cover. The cover was drawn by my cat, and what had happened was my cat had gotten into some finger paints and then really did a beautiful design. It's sort of Jackson Pollock meets Dr. Seuss. So it's very unique, and I love it. I think it's very exciting. Prints are available if you want them. By my cat? Yes, it is.
The illustrator?
The paw print on top. See, it's paw print, so it's double entendre. So if you want to buy a print, the print is it's the paw print. Yes, the audiobook is read by Neil Patrick Harris, and it'll be available this fall. There's a lot of contract negotiation to get through that, but Neil Patrick Harris will be reading the Fort Collins Werewolf in Fort Collins audiobook. That's right. Available on audible.com, hopefully in 2018. To my book?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yes. This sequel will be a combination choose your own adventure and pop-up book. So it's logistically difficult to create the popping with all the choices, but just know that it'll be fun. That's it. There were some different drafts. I mean, we did originally have like a Where's Waldo theme, and then we got too hung up on, since there's no Waldo in the book, it just didn't work. So we switched it to a pop-up book. And then what's really difficult is making an audio book out of a pop-up book. That's hard, because I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it doesn't translate at all to audiobook. Now there's about 4,000 different possibilities within the book and choices and the choosing of your own adventure. But well, that's little known fact that yes, it's true. That is one of the options in the book, is to die as I do in the book, which is electrocuted by a series of microshocks produced by an electric blanket. No. Sounds funny, but believe me, very painful. And you know what? There were some copyright issues, between me and, say, we'll just call them the Narvel universe, that they had some real problems with my character, Professor Y. And I mean, it seemed like there may be a similar thing, but my character was bald, that's true, but in a totally different way, as more of a Mr. Clean than a Professor, the other one. I can't even say the name. So yeah, we did. We had to take Professor Y completely out of it. So, there's no love lost between me and the Narvel universe, if you know what I mean.
So what's on your...
Excelsior, yeah? Great. My reading list?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't read as much as I used to. These days, it's usually I tend to read the Twitter. You know, I'm reading Twitter right now. That's exciting. And so I've got. I think you meant you are now number 4 of my followers. So thank you for that. And I read the twit. I tweet the twit. I call myself a twit because that's what I do. I tweet. I Twitter back and forth. That's what I do. So Twitter is really. That's where I read a lot. That's where I get all my news from, is Twitter, because it seems like it's very legitimate. Everything in there is true. At least that's what my neighbor tells me. Lots of fans. Wow. You know, it's a lot of times I get a lot of snail mail. My fans tend to write letters and postcards, and so I did get a letter from a fan in, I think it's Zimbabwe is where the country was from, of origin. And so we've been starting a correspondence now. He's a prince, and so I'm sending him some money. So it turns out he's a fan, and so, you know, I'm supporting him, he's supporting me. It works both ways, so yeah. Prince, you know, like, I can't even say his name. But, you know, let's just leave it at that. He's a great fan, and I'm very happy to send him money because he's a big fan of the book. So, inspiration. I find inspiration in processed food. You know, things like macaroni and cheese, a pancake mix that's pre-made. You know, we just add water. I just tend to mix that stuff up and just stare at it for, you know, 10, 20 minutes, and then the ideas, they just start coming. So. Let me just back up. The name, I changed the name to protect identities. In the book, it's Fort Collins. I changed the name to Fort Collins. It's not Fort Collins, Fort Collins. So, yeah. I changed, what was your question about Fort Collins? I'm not from Fort Collins. I don't even know where that is. This is being shot in an undisclosed location. What was your question originally? Well, I think that might be a problem. I mean, and so, like, for instance, as I said before, I changed the name of the town. And so, like, for instance, one of the settings and scenes in the book is set at the Drunken Flunky. So, I mean, you know, you may see yourself and go, wow, he's very specific in that, you know, 24-year-old, you know, brunette, you know, with the neck tattoo or whatever. You know, it might seem like that's you, but no, totally different person. So let's just call her Lisa Johnson for all practical purposes, you know what I mean? Totally different Drunken Flunky too, by the way. In a totally different town that's not called Fort Collins. Or, you know, so I'm sorry about that. If you find there's a lot like this and things tend to feel the same and that's you, it's not. Well, it's HBO6, so that's like a subsidiary of the HBOs as they go down the line. HBO6 is only in Peru, and so that's the only place you're going to be able to, you know, get the series once it finally does go to filming. It's HBO6, so it's way down the line, and Peru's got a big market, so that's where you'll be able to see that, is HBO6. Not online, no way. I feel I've revealed way too much information in this interview. I'd like you to cut now. Can we cut? Cut? I can't do this. I can't do this.